brings us to the Lone Star State and Mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all that doesn't get involved in the face mask.
He hits Beasley right side. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And it's 3rd and 4.
Mobility is often a good thing for a quarterback. Rarely do you think it's a bad thing. Getting outside of the pocket often breaks down defenses, but you still have to set and throw. I mean, you can't lose your mechanics even though you're outside the pocket.
And there with the pressure coming, that made that extra tough. And that's caught by Beasley. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first. Hunter shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So for Zeke, it's official through the regular season. He leads the NFL in rushing, 1,631 yards. What a rookie campaign.
Such a phenomenal rookie campaign that he could sit out Week 17 at Philadelphia, 0 carries, 0 yards, and still win the rushing title by that kind of a margin. What a season for him, and how great is it for the Cowboys? Rest him the final week. He gets the open week, and then he's fresh and ready to go for the playoff run.
And he slides to avoid the hit. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Throwing. Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball. Put points on the board first and let everyone start to celebrate.
All right, offensively, Alex Smith will lead Kansas City. A Kansas City team, Charles, that's won 12 games this year, most since 2003 when they won a baker's dozen. And Alex Smith, his career year.
I love what he's done this year. Over 3,500 yards passing. As you noted, 12 wins and has his team in the number 2 spot in the AFC. And a lot of people think they're the most dangerous team in the AFC going into the playoffs. I love the season that he's had.
Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. As the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They do, however, have a tough third and long coming up. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He's going to air one out. This is caught at the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on third and long like that, how does that happen, that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, and so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
It's a gain of 7.
Brandon, down the stretch, I was able to see Greg Olsen of the Carolina Panthers play twice and set an NFL record, his third straight season of 1,000 yards receiving, something that's never been done in the NFL before by a tight end. But Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs, I would say to you, he may very well have had the best season of a tight end in the NFL this year.
Over 1,100 yards finished the year as the NFL's 12th best receiver with those yards.
When I watch Kansas City play and the ways that they get him the football, he acts like a wide receiver sometimes. He's a tight end. He's a slot back. They're running wide receiver screens to him. They do everything to get the ball in his hands, and he makes big plays.
Automatic first down.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Alex Smith, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and so when these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about, assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
And now here come the Cowboys. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. I know the numbers this season are not Dez Bryant numbers, but something keeps nagging me that he's not on the downside of his career, that he's going to be poised for a big playoff run. There's just something about him and his explosiveness.
You mentioned the numbers, 796, 13 games played, 50 receptions, but you still think there's a lot there in the tank.
I certainly do, and I think it got off to a bad start for him because he was injured early. Then he had to adjust to Dak Prescott as his quarterback. Remember, he knew what Tony Romo would do in every situation. His ascension really hurt Dez Bryant in terms of numbers because they became much more of a running team.
Time to step aside. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on third down.
Pass situation.
Prescott to throw it. He completes it to Bryant. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And quickly they get to the line. Prescott looks to throw on first. Out left side here to Bryant. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Des Bryant from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Well, throughout the year, I've occasionally asked you for your MVP pick. Now that we've seen the entire regular season, who's in the mix?
Well, Brandon, I think Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott will go in as a duo, and that'll probably knock each other out of the race. Tom Brady will be heavily discussed, but there's never been an MVP that's missed 4 games, so I don't think that he's going to get it as well. Matt Ryan is probably going to end up being the MVP, but I would posit that Aaron Rodgers would be the guy. 4 and 6 at one point. His lead running back is a converted wide receiver, and who has he been throwing out to wide? Jordy Nelson coming off of a knee injury. Look back at Matt Ryan. He's had the 2-headed monster in the backfield. He's had Julio Jones. I think that Aaron Rodgers should be the MVP. And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing again is Smith. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find...
Here's Smith. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Second and 10, Smith again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
Running into the kicker, defense.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They come out here in the eye. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Cowboys come out on 3rd and 4. Prescott's got the completion out of the gun, and he'll make it out to the 34-yard line. Unfortunately, they would have to settle for just a field goal. Chiefs line up at the 3. Smith's looking for room to run, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. They're now on top by 4. Now to late in the first half. The quick pass and completion is made, and after the short pass, he'll score, which takes the lead to... So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And now back onto the field, here comes the Cowboys defense. All even, we are tied, so a blank slate. Throw away those first 2 quarters, so to speak.
Yeah, I love the way you put it, because you do throw them away because it's a 0-0, but you also have a couple of lessons from the first half. What did you learn? What do you have to improve on? And then you get to start the second half and put it all into practice.
They'll try to take those halftime lessons and put them into practice indeed. Here we go.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop. But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They're trying to establish that running game, but they're really, really having trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, when you're running against a really good 4-3 defense, that means you've got big guys inside who control things. Those big defensive tackles are making it very difficult to find open space.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert to the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Take it at the 37. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. The Chiefs defense getting ready to roll. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now Prescott, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Here's Prescott. Past the 20. It's caught by Bryant. Touchdown, Cowboys. Des Bryant, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have broken the tie.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And now here comes Kansas City. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. Out of the gun, Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. It goes as a pickup of 23. Good enough for a Kansas City first down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They go play action here on first down. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Macklin. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. They get 31 yards that time. And it'll give the Chiefs a first down.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a KC first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. But tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that. Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Prescott now. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They had a great drive going last last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They run again with Ware. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run now with Ware. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Spencer Ware taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Love the excitement we've got going here. If they just scored the touchdown, they're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
I think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense ready, and try and stop them one more time.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now...
And this is going to be Pro Bowler Marcus Peters. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They run it here. Ware. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On the run, it's Ware. Muscles him off. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So just about a minute to go here, tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football. But the guys in the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
Let's go!
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
Let's go!
Back to throw. Complete to Jason Witten. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Let's go!
He's back to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football. And
a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.